And we're good. Man, this shit is disorganized as hell. Anyway, welcome to a Shadow Fight Yap featuring Taki. Nigga, say something. Man, this shit is
Yo, that's just
disorganized.
me.
Yeah, this shit is disorganized as hell. Anyway, so we're gonna yap about Shadow Fight for like 20 minutes because I didn't have a better video idea, and my longer review on Shadow Fight is gonna be saved for like much later, and it's gonna contain the real editing and shit. So for now, this is just a VC between me and Taki talking about random shit in Shadow Fight. You said you wanted to learn from me because I got experience. So what do you want to know first?
I mean, okay, I'm gonna be honest. So far, like everything's going good in the game, but like progression is slow as hell. Like
Yeah, that's one
honestly,
critique.
how'd you make it through the whole thing?
Oh, me? It's actually pretty easy. Most people think that Shadow Fight is some tedious, long ass grind that requires you to spend money to get it, but let me teach anybody who's listening this one thing. Shadow Fight is both not pay to win and it is not a grind. Actually, no, it is a grind, but still. In Shadow Fight, you can very easily make progress just by grinding out your stuff, like very easily. And most people think that the energy system is ass, and yeah, I will agree it is ass. But progression in Shadow Fight is entirely just based on how determined you are to make it. Like, I reached Act 4 in like a week, and it was based just on my grinding set. One thing I should say is whenever you're using gems in Shadow Fight, don't use them in mass. Like, if you're gonna, you don't spend 100 or 30 gems on one fucking thing, because Shadow Fight will bait you out with raids and gambling and shit like that, and it will never give you the rewards you want. So I suggest that you never ever spend like money on fucking gem shit because it is terrible. That shit will bankrupt you. So I suggest you spend like 5 gems every once in a while to refill your energy system and keep going. The general grind I would give any new Shadow Fight player in Taki is as follows. If you're gonna play Shadow Fight and you think you're getting stuck, continue to do survival until you have enough money to upgrade your weapons to about level 2 or level 3. Upgrade your armor to level 2 at all times consistently, and keep your helmet level 2. Keep your magic backlogged until you need it to be upgraded to your current level. Then do some tournament rounds, do some insane, do some impossibles. Do not be afraid of the impossibles. Just because it shows it's impossible does not mean it's actually impossible. Then after you do all that, you can just go and do some bodyguard levels. Naturally, bodyguard levels are doable with impossible on, but that will fuck up your progression system. So I suggest you just naturally do it with the regular system, the tournament system. I mean, because it's more effective that way. And like I said, in terms of spending gems, do not be afraid to spend like 5 gems. Just don't spend gems in mass. And if you are, at least use a system like the free video gem system, because I used to use those every day. People underestimate how useful that system is. I got like 10 gems per day off that system. It was extremely good. It's how I grinded all the way to my current level of gems combined with a few achievements. I also suggest you stack achievements. Don't spend your gems from achievements. Very useful stuff. Some prime grade A advice I'm giving you here. Make sure you're writing this shit down. Anyway, yeah, that's just general progression on how you
Yeah,
move faster, Taki. Give me a fuck minute. I gotta respond to something. Hold up, dog. I don't know why the fuck. Hold up. And we are back. The encoding is still overloaded, but that doesn't matter because it's a still video. Anyway, Taki, what other advice did you need? I can give you pretty much any kind of advice you'd need for anything in Shadow Fight.
okay, honestly, what is the best way to go about your weapons? That's like one of my biggest questions.
Alright, watch
Like,
out.
should I just keep upgrading to the new one, or just like keep upgrading one weapon over and over?
Well, that's the thing. Here's the thing. Personally, for my copy of Shadow Fight, I did two things. One, I basically went through the entire game and I only upgraded weapons I liked. See, this is entirely down to playstyle. Let me teach anybody watching this video and some new Shadow Fight players a thing. When it comes to playstyle, if you're wondering what weapons you should upgrade or what weapons you should keep, it's entirely based on what you like. If you like the Blood Reaper, regardless of how low the enchantment is on it, then keep it. The Curse Sigma is an extremely good weapon for late game and early game, and basically completely cleans the distance of any kind of character. Makes distance in a fight impossible, so your opponent can never win. So if you like the Blood Reaper, keep it. If you don't like it, don't keep it. Don't spend gems on it. I wouldn't suggest anybody try and grind for it though, because 125 gems for a weapon at the start of the game is fucking insane. But moving on from that, I would suggest, if anything, you just pick what weapons you think are better, and then you just grind those out consistently. I suggest if they start getting really expensive to upgrade them to your current level, like if the weapon's at level 16 or at level 23, I need to upgrade the weapon to level 23. I suggest you do it if the weapon is right for you. If it's not, then just keep upgrading until you find one that is. Personally, for me, I kept the golden katana all the way until fucking Titans chapter. Actually, no, it was Shogun's chapter. Then I got the Keen katana, It basically cleared house because I got a maxed out enchantment on it, and then I beat Titan with it. So pretty good advice. Just pick the weapon that's good for you. Make sure it's good for you, because you don't want to be spending like $20,000 when a regular weapon costs you like 10,000 just for a weapon you don't like. Pretty basic advice. Oh yeah, also one last suggestion. For anybody watching this, do not go after gem weapons. They look cool and powerful, but realistically speaking, they're going to get outclassed the second you reach the next level, and they are not going to give you your money back. Shadowfight does not have a refund system, and they will basically scam you. Those weapons may look cool and powerful now, but they're only going to really help you get through like the first level, and then the second you get to the next level, they're going to immediately downgrade that enchantment to just uselessness. Yeah. Anyway, what else you got for me, Taki?
Okay. What do you think were the easiest and the hardest bosses?
Easiest boss in a landslide. Okay, this is a hard one. Easiest boss in a landslide is. Hold on, let me think here. Well, the hardest boss is obviously Titan. You think it's cliche for the final boss being the hardest, but obviously, like each boss has. Let me teach you something here. For nobody who's been Shadow Fight yet or somebody who's just starting, every boss is hard. Holy fuck! I need water. Let me get a sip of this shit. Mm, fucking water. Anyway, let me teach you something real quick. Every single Shadow Fight boss has something hard about them. Lynx can turn invisible and has ranged weapons. Hermit has mad, crazy magic recharge. So basically, if you hit him twice, he can immediately hit with a strong attack, which can basically half your HP. Butcher has insane bleeding, can basically drain your life force in seconds, which will have you on the floor, losing the round instantly. He was actually one of the harder bosses, but he's pretty piss easy if you just don't let him hit you. His frenzy used to be annoying, but it's really dodgeable and counterable these days. Wasp is pretty fucking annoying, especially when she starts flying and tossing out her fire pillars. Let me tell you that. That's some of the most annoying shit ever. Widow is probably the second most annoying, maybe second hardest boss, because her the main gimmick with her fight is simply that she's regenerating at the speed of light, and that shit stacks. So if she has 3 regeneration buffs, then you're cooked. And her lifesteal is even more annoying onto that. But if you want to answer for the easiest boss, the answer for the easiest boss to me is probably Butcher, then Lynx. In order from easiest to hardest, it's probably Butcher, then Lynx, then Hermit. No, not Hermit. No, then Wasp, then Hermit. Now the reason I put Hermit over Wasp is simply because Hermit's magic regeneration is more dangerous and thus could kill you faster compared to Wasp damage reflection, which is really easy to counter. Then we got Widow. Her healing is extremely annoying. And then there's Shogun. Pretty simple. Shogun has damage absorption like crazy. His shit is so annoying because like every 2 seconds you try and hit him, nope, that damage gets tanked. And half the time the game only tells you that happens after you get a critical. So when I think I land a pretty good combo, she's like, no, he tanked all of that because of damage absorption. Like, let me tell you this: the game is actively lying to you when it says that damage absorption is a tier 1 enchantment. It is a tier 3 enchantment in terms of power. Being able to tank any attack and damage makes some impossible bosses shots that would kill you do nothing in comparison. And let me tell you this, as somebody who does raids, please take damage absorption when you reach the end of the game or even just the mid part of the game. Like, you don't have to consistently keep enchanting. That's also something else I gotta give you, Taki, and to anybody else playing Shadow Fight. Do not enchant often. The game will shaft you with prices, and it's going to be way, way too expensive to get those again. Like, at a baseline, the only thing I would suggest is enchant when the game tells you to at the start, and then never do it again for the rest of the game until you reach the end. Like, maybe if you're feeling special, you could do one at Shogun's chapter, but then again, that wouldn't be consequential since you still have the interlude to do, which is a surprise I'll leave talky later, because Shadow Fight does have some special things about it. Not really anything you can't really look up, but I don't want to spoil interlude for him. But yeah, I'm gonna say don't enchant things ever until you reach the end of the game. Like, one thing I would suggest is enchantments are really useful. The top best enchantments are Frenzy, honestly just Frenzy, in terms of weapons at least. Bleeding is probably up there. I'd probably have to recheck my Shadow Fight, but I know a lot of good enchantments on swords and stuff. The weaker enchantments besides Bloodlust. Bloodlust is an underrated ass enchantment, I'll tell you that much. The game tells you it's a tier 1 enchantment. I can see why, because you're probably thinking, oh, it fucking takes off your life force, obviously, so why would it be a good one? Sauce, what the fuck are you yapping about? I'm telling you, Bloodlust is a good ass enchantment because it's extremely powerful. You probably think that losing half your HP bar it doesn't look as appetizing, but when I tell you that it drains a boss's HP bar like nothing, you'd probably be reconsidering your choices. And if you're pretty good at dodging like me, then you should be able to respectfully just hit the boss and move on in your time, rather than actually try and play yourself like that. So that's just a pretty basic piece of advice about enchantment and weapons. Oh yeah, and by the way, before I get too sidetracked, the hardest boss is Titan, second hardest is Shogun, third hardest is Widow, fourth hardest is Hermit, fifth hardest is Wasp, sixth hardest is Hermit, and the final one is Butcher. And Lynx and Hermit are above him. And then what else you got for me?
Okay, wait. Oh, yeah, yeah. This one just came to mind. Okay, so like shortly after you like unlock a new act,
Yeah.
and then there's like this opportunity to fight for a weapon for free.
Oh yeah, those are
Do you
the
think
good
those are
ones.
worth it?
Oh hell yes! Let me tell you all about those young blood. Let me tell you this: when I first booted up Shadow Fight and I saw Trickster offer his overheat nunchucks, I lost instantly. Let me tell you this: when you get into a chapter and you reach the mid part of it, and then somebody offers you the weapon for a fight, please, I beg you, train to make sure that you don't lose that fight, or spend gems if you need to. This is the one time I'll tell you to spend like 20 gems. If that fight says impossible, go to the store and spend gems to get that money. Because you're probably thinking, well, isn't the enchantment gonna be outclassed? No. Like this is the one case where the enchantment lasts normally like twice as long, and it's also extremely fucking good. The enchantment range is anywhere from a busted enchantment you wouldn't have been introduced to yet, or just some of the most busted shit ever. Like Hawk's Sword or Hawk's Nagito is the reason I think Bloodlust is such a good fucking enchantment. Because when he originally hit me with it and he took like 25% of damage I took where half my health bar was gone, that's why I was instantly addicted to that fucking weapon because I thought it was busted as shit. But yeah, that's a thing about the special weapons. I'd also suggest that for Widow's chapter in particular, since Taka and I are going towards Widow's chapter, I suggest you get that guy's weapon because I think it's pretty good. In terms of Shogun's chapter, I don't really see a need. The Bloodlust on the enchantment again is kind of run its course at this point. Actually, was it Bloodlust? No. I don't know if you come across the fisherman in Wasp chapter, but he's gonna offer you a staff with weakness on it. It's pretty dumb, and the special strike for it is also really useless. The only thing I see being used for is being another good staff weapon. So if you're good at those, I suggest taking it. Otherwise, nah, not really. The only ones I see that are really good for like the chapters. Okay, let me tell you one. The special weapon fights. The first one is good. The second one is good. The third one is really fucking good. Like, let me tell you, the third one is really good because I just remember that it gave you fucking overheation on a sword on a katana, which is the first time you ever got to play with a katana for free. Best shit ever, easily. Next in Wasp chapter, you had the Fisherman, which is pretty good. Widow's chapter, you had the Curse Sigma, which is insanely good. And in Shogun's chapter, you had the fucking Dadao, which is pretty mid in all honesty. So yeah, I wouldn't suggest going for that one. But for the first five chapters, banger special weapons. I don't believe, yeah, Titan's chapter doesn't have a special weapon drop, but overall, Titan's chapter is just kind of weird in how it's done. But yeah, that's how I think the ones. That's how I think the special weapons. That's my opinion on special weapons. They're all really good, and you should really try going for them. They're really good.
Right. Oh yeah, dude. Honestly, yeah, I still remember not that long ago. Like I started Act 4. The guy with like the fishing hook thing comes along. I'm like, okay, okay, let's do this. And like, if I do lose, I can just leave the app and try again, right? So I go in, like full on golden katana, ready to do this. I win the first round, but then I get bitched on. So I try and leave the app and come back. Boom, offer gone. Dude, life has not been the same since.
I'm telling you, man, it's not exactly the easiest thing to do. I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't suggest like when it comes to that guy's staff, you probably should have just caved in and spent the 3 gems because 3 gems is not a lot of gems. Like I'm telling you, in some situations, don't be afraid to spend gems. Just don't spend them on mass. Spend up to upwards of 10 gems and nothing more, like on a weekly basis if you're playing Shadow Fight, because you can get those gems back every day. 10 gems every day for watching a free video. Easiest shit ever. I think that's actually a good system. I think that's like generally a good system. But yeah, I think in general that's probably what you're gonna go for. Even if you couldn't get the fisherman's weapons, don't worry, because when you reach Widow's chapter, you are going to get one of the best special weapon offers ever, and it's going to be the Core Sigma with precision on it. Now, precision is a shit enchantment. Let's get that established. It is terrible. I cannot think of a single useful time you'll see the enchantments. But let me tell you one thing: special weapon offers will make the useless enchantment seem like it's the most powerful thing ever. It's the same with bosses. You wouldn't figure something like bleeding or even precision on Wasp is that dangerous until you actually fight them with it. Because all of a sudden it becomes a godsend enchantment in their hands and they just start destroying you with it. So I suggest you go for the special weapon offer for the Core Sigma. Oh yeah, that's probably a spoiler. I guess I didn't mean to spoil you, but in Widow's chapter, some crazy guy's gonna come around and offer you a Core Sigma if you beat him. Pretty simple. It's gonna be a hard boss fight since he has precision. And precision is shit enchantment, but in his hands, it's gonna be extremely deadly. Pretty simple. But that's my opinion on the special weapons. What else you got for me?
Uh, okay. Honestly, I did not think too much going into this. I mean, I got the game open right now.
You can ask me anything, dog. I'm right here. And since you got a game open, it makes it better.
Um, okay, wait, hold on. Let me think.
Yeah, go ahead and think.
Let's see.
And this video isn't gonna be edited anyway, since it was just supposed to be like an unedited version of us just talking about Shadow Fight.
Me why you think Shadow Fight is too? Because I tell you right now, it's so garbage. It's not good. It's garbage. Tell me why you think it's good.
Avoid, shut the fuck up. You put ZNS number 3. You can't eat nothing. You got no nutrients in your brain.
Yeah, but this is the video, bro.
You're half nigger, half beaner, both with the best foods, and you can't eat none of them. Like, why can it be me eating the fried chicken and the tacos, bro? Why can't I be Speedy Gonzalez and I don't know, whatever fat black comedian guy there is? Like, no shot.
Bro's putting this in a video. Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut
Nigga,
it
I ain't
out.
cutting out shit. This video, nigga.
Why not? Don't cut this shit. Don't cut this shit. I wanna avoid. I'm gonna say it right now. From man to lesser man, you are a bitch.
Lesser man.
Nigga,
Lesser man is crazy.
Doing right now? What the fuck is this
I
guy
I
doing?
do everything better than you. I do everything better than you. I just want you to know that.
You
I'm
don't do
superior to way.
anything better than me.
Superior to you in every single way.
What the fuck is this nigga
Like
doing?
you.
No,
You
pull up to Nova Scotia right now. Bro.
full of what?
Okay. I'm telling you. If one single calorie made it to your brain, you'd be Patrick level. You know when like you got Patrick Star, right? He's like a dumbass normally, like you. One tiny thing happens, boom, smartest guy in the world. That's you right now. One calorie touches your head. Oh my god.
One
We
calorie
got
touches.
Yeah, I'm leaving all of this in. I don't
Yeah,
edit.
you
I'm only
wish.
gonna edit this video anyway, so you guys can just keep going.
Edit this out. Edit this out.
Bro, I
Edit
don't.
this out. Go back. Go back to Shadow Fight.
Nigga,
Go back to
I
Shadow
don't
Fight
have
2.
editing software. This shit ain't getting edited. I'm not sending this over to Crib to get it edited. I told him I'd do it for a later video, not this shit. Anyway, Taki, what else do you want to talk about Shadow Fight? Since you got a game open right now, I can answer anything. Mostly have anything.
okay. Throwing weapons and magic. You think worth it? Like upgrading. Like, okay, how do I say this? Like, do you think they're worth upgrading like consistently until the next one's unlocked?
All right, let me. Now, this one's gonna be a really hard one, but let me tell you the answer. In general, from an objective standpoint, ranged weapons are mostly useless. Now, the reason I say this is because naturally you wouldn't have them at a high level anyway. The people who would unironically waste the money to upgrade those things, it's the most useless shit ever. Let me tell you right now, I played Shadow Fight twice over, multiple times. Like, I played it through so many times, it's insane, over the course of multiple years, dog. Ranged weapons are piss useless. The only time they get good is when they reach Titan's chapter, and I'm being dead ass dog. The final chapter in the game is where ranged weapons are useful. Everything else is ass cheeks. Everything else requires you to either spend gems to upgrade to the next level, which is too expensive, or they're just half the time they can be ducked under, and eventually the AI will adapt if you use them too much. Taki's fighting style does prioritize using some of them, but they're not that useful either way. So you can't be that too hard on him for using them, but still.
I mean, okay. I mean, yeah, honestly, okay, I agree with that. The only time I ever find myself using like throwing like throwables is like when I knock them down and like want to get like just the tiniest chip of damage in. Like,
Yeah.
you get them down, you use your throwing, get a head hit, and then you get bitched right after. That's the point.
Yep. Now let me teach you something about magic. Magic in Shadow Fight is complicated to say the least. The system works on a very simple function, and that is as follows. When you get to one set of magic, it will be hard to upgrade to the next one because it takes multiple chapters before you reach the next. No, not multiple chapters. It takes multiple levels before you reach the next set of magic. Magic, and simply because of how that system works. That's just how it works. Now, I don't blame the developers for working the system this way. It's not a terrible way to work the system. I wouldn't blame them in certain circumstances, especially with how it works. But based on how Shadow Fight does its magic system now, it's above average at the very least. It's not terrible. I'm not gonna say it's terrible, but it's just above average. Now allow me to explain instead of yapping. At a baseline, the way Shadow Fight's magic system works is you get a magic, and then the next one is like 3 levels high. Now for Shadow Fight, that's extremely long, especially if you're in the later chapters, like fucking when you're in fucking the fucking Widows chapter or even Wasp chapter. When you start getting magic there, the next magic is like 3 levels away, so that takes a fuck ton of time for you to level up to. So it's understandable that most people would be questioning if it's worth it. But let me tell you this, it is extremely worth it. 100%. I will tell you that with everything I'll ever say. Magic is the most useful tool in Shadow Fight. It is a great combo ender, a potential combo starter in some instances, based on what magic you're using, and is busted for just for being either a one-hit kill, a good starter for a round, or a good ender for a round. It is all around. It is not the most versatile, but it's pretty good. Also, never go for magic recharge on any enchantment because it's piss useless. It will do nothing for you. I mean, sure, it's pretty above average, but it's not going to help you a lot compared to anything else or any other enchantments. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion on how magic works in Shadow Fight. I do, in general, think that Shadow Fight does have a pretty good magic system, but the range weapon system is just terrible. The range weapons can be ducked under with ease. Trying to hit your opponent at the same time as they hit you is a poor idea because your opponent in that instance will always have more damage than you do. Like if you don't believe me, just do, please do. Unless your range weapons are maxed out, you and your opponent will always be doing the same amount of damage. And I can tell you this because I play a lot of insane rated matches. Something most Shadow Fight players seem to forget is that insane rated is a thing. I've seen lots of Shadow Fight players go for hard matches or even easy ones. It's like, no, go for insane ones. Insane ones get you closer to higher XP levels. You can get you closer to new weapons and new armor pieces. Just go for that. Also, what I meant when I said that Shadow Fight has some really good, like some really fucking good um, range weapons in the later chapters. I'm gonna spoil something right now, but it's not gonna be that big of a spoiler. In Titan's chapter, a literal laser gun is considered a range weapon, and landmines are also range weapons. Those are really good. Like professional players who are even better than me, like Critical LSF. He's a great Shadow Fight YouTuber. Subscribe to that nigga. He says that those weapons are extremely good. Like those are really good. I also once spoiled talking about the 100 about that really special sword, but I'm just gonna say right now, dog. When you come across that sword at level 50, it's overrated, bro. It's not as good as most people advertise it to be, and it will never be as good as people advertise it to be. That's just a bit of a tease for what comes later. Because when you reach Titan's chapter, you're probably gonna be thinking, nah, that sword is cool as shit. It is piss useless. You're probably gonna think the enchantment on it is pretty good. It's a tier 2 enchantment, but you're gonna rarely be able to hit your opponent with it because you're not a professional player and your style of fighting is not geared towards those kind of weapons. But yeah, to finish it off, the way range weapons work in Shadow Fight is ass cheeks, and they only get really good until you reach the end of the game. And by end of the game, I mean literally the final chapter. Anyway, you can give me questions.
Um. Oh yeah. Honestly, yeah. About the like laser gun thing you said, I think I remember seeing that.
Oh
Like,
yeah, it's a really good
yeah,
one.
yeah. I remember. Like, I saw it on my For You page a while back, and it's like you pull out this laser gun thing, or I don't know if it's one or like dual wield,
No, it's
but you
one.
take it out, shoot a few times, put it back down. I saw like 2 seconds of that, and holy crap! I thought it was like an event weapon or something.
No, it's no event weapon. It is pretty good though. You're probably thinking, well, doesn't your same point of you can duck under it apply to it? And you're like, you know what? You're right. You are right. It does apply to that. Except here's the thing: laser guns are really fucking cool, and the shot actually stuns. So you pretty much get free damage. Oh, also in terms of range weapons, it's literally just faster. Like no debate here. It's objectively faster than any other range weapon in the game. So while you're pulling out the strap and then shooting your opponent, it's much faster and does much more damage than anything a regular range weapon can do. And in some instances, I've seen ducking opponents get dropped by it. The blaster ton fuzz are the same, except those are kind of piss useless. I don't recommend going for those. Any other questions you got for me? Any tips? You want any tips?
I mean, yeah, sure, okay. Okay, so I'm in Act 4, right? Like,
Yeah, Act 4.
right at the edge of reaching level 24. What do
Yeah.
you think I should prioritize, like during this stage?
All right. How do katana weapons fare for you? Let me ask you this now. How do katana weapons work for you? Do they work well?
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I'd suggest going for the golden katana. Do you have it unlocked yet?
Yeah, a while ago actually. I'm on the glaive right now.
Okay, you're on the glaive. I suggest you upgrade the golden katana if it works out well for you. The glaive is a really good weapon, but it's only situational, especially for the next chapters. I would suggest the golden katana if it works much better for you, because the glaive is kind of mid in general. The glaive and its alternates are kind of ass too. It's better with enchantments, and even then I wouldn't suggest enchanting it. So I just suggest you go with the glaive. I mean, not glaive, I mean golden katana. Because the golden katana works like the keen one, and it works well. Like, personally, when I was at your stage, I basically upgraded the golden katana through the entire game until I reach the keen katana. The keen katana is going to come in at the end of Shogun's chapter, and it's basically going to be the same as the golden katana. I suggest going for it then because it's also going to be a replacement, also going to be good. I also, like I said, do not enchant weapons. It is not going to end well for you. You're going to waste your resources, and those weapons are going to get outclassed. But yeah. So you want
I
any?
mean, yeah, okay. Um,
So you want any advice for the boss fight?
I mean, yeah, sure.
At a
I mean,
baseline,
okay, right now I'm doing one of the challenge runs.
yeah.
I'm bitching on this old man right now.
Yeah, challenge runs are surprisingly easy. Some people, I would think, I would say the challenge runs are sometimes deceivingly hard and deceivingly simple. A simple function is that something like fight in the dark sounds simple until you realize you're swinging your weapons around trying to hit something, anything, and then you realize you missed like 4 times. And since you're on insane difficulty, if you play on insane like I do, you get clapped very fast. I play on impossible a lot, so I suggest you go for the achievement too. Mm. I almost forgot to mention, Taki. I suggest you try and beat Widow with Wasp without losing a single round, because the not a chance achievement gives you like 10 gems and it is really good. I also suggest stacking your achievements and then collecting them at the end of the game. It's gonna total to about 24 or 30 in total if you save them from the start of the game.
Oh yeah, yeah, I got the not a chance achievement like the first time I beat Lynx on Eclipse.
Oh, nice.
Or no, I think it was just normal Lynx actually.
Normal links getting not a chance is really good because trying to beat a shadow demon without losing a single round is extremely hard. But I'm a professional in the game, so at this point in time, with all my experience, it's really not that hard for me. I basically learned everything there is to learn about combat in Shadow Fight. What else do you want to learn?
Um, okay, what's okay, I'll be honest. I didn't have a lot in mind coming into this. I know I said that before, but like,
Take your
holy
time,
crap.
dog. Nobody's rushing you. This is gonna be edited anyway, so the viewers get to hear your silence of thinking if they can hear us at all. No, my microphone is working. I'm kidding. I made sure it's working before this shit. I wouldn't want to walk into this with my microphone busted up. Anyway, you can take a while to think.
Oh wait, actually, you said I shouldn't be afraid to try like impossible challenges or
Yeah,
impossible like tournaments, right?
don't be afraid to try impossible on anything in the game. Impossible when you reach Wasp chapter is a deceiving title because your opponents won't instantly one shot you. Let me teach you something to all Shadow Fight fans that I did not realize was not public information. Impossible in the first 2 chapters means impossible, as in you cannot physically pass it unless the AI lets you. What I mean when I say that? The AI in the simple chapters at the start, one blocked hit could kill you instantly. That is nothing compared to the second chapter where even a critical hit could one shot you. Like at the baseline, impossible in chapters. Like let me tell you something. A motto I've always stood for is that impossible in chapters 1 and 2 means impossible. Impossible in chapters 4, 5, and 6 just mean insane plus, meaning it's just a bit harder than insane. And impossible in chapters 1 and 2, and insane in chapters 1 and 2 just means impossible minus. Simple formula. So yeah, I suggest you don't be afraid to go for any impossible bodyguards, tournaments, anything really, because they're just deceivingly hard. You could beat them if you're aggressive enough and you have the right weapons, such as a golden katana. I know a really good combo with that weapon, which could lead into a magic shot if you have it, which could do some pretty good damage.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. I just beat like I just beat an impossible. I mean, an insane run on tournament.
Nice.
like just a minute ago, was that mongoose guy with the Yanni.
Oh yeah, mongoose.
Um, yeah, okay. Honestly, I'm gonna try an impossible run right now,
Are you not gonna
and it's
stream it?
against the yo. It's against this old man guy I just clapped on in the challenge run.
Interesting. You probably could hit him if you're
Okay,
aggressive enough.
honestly, this seems doable. Just like don't get hit, pretty much.
Pretty simple. Even though getting hit isn't exactly a crime. One thing I will teach you is for impossible runs, getting hit isn't a bad thing. It's just really hard to do. Like for example, I pulled off the impossible feat of managing to do like 4 impossible runs in a row. Trust me, it was hard as shit. Especially because after 4 impossible runs, the AI just starts one-shotting you. But trust me, getting hit on impossible isn't a death sentence. It only does like maybe a quarter of your health. And that's a far cry from the old days of chapter 1 where getting hit with a block, where blocking a hit from an opponent will literally kill you. Like seriously, those damage numbers are busted. I think they're intended to just insta kill you though. Can't blame the developers.
My niggas
Oh
talking about
yeah,
Shadow Fight like this the mobile game of the year. Y'all need to get on the good shit. Dragon Ball Legends, bro. What y'all know about that?
Nothing, not much because I didn't grow up with Dragon Ball Legends. At a baseline, I can
dude.
respect
Yes, bro.
Okay,
the.
It's
yo,
better than
avoid.
Shadow
I'm gonna
Fight,
be honest.
bro. Better than
I'm gonna
Shadow
be honest.
Fight, bro.
Okay, okay. You know why in the later episodes of Dragon Ball, Goku's like really grieving and stuff? Yeah, that's because I fucked his wife to death, bro.
What? What?
That's why. That's why he's always. That's why he always looks like
Nigga,
depressed.
what?
That's like, bro. He looks drunk in that game.
Bro, I
That's
wouldn't be
why
cutting this
he's
shit
drinking
out.
away the pain of me fucking his wife to death, bro. It
Bro,
was
no,
like
this shit
some
cut out.
like industrial power tool shit I was doing. Like,
Yep,
oh, bro,
literally
you
shit
should have
cut out.
been there to see it. Like, yeah, dude. Honestly, like, even though Goku's wife is dead, your dream of like getting double fucked by Goku and Primus Takio, that dream is done.
What are you
Like Goku is
talking
loyal.
about? What are you saying?
Saying Dragon Ball Legends is a bitch game.
Dragon Ball Legends violates Shadow Fight, bro. It's not even a competition.
Yeah, whatever you say, nigga. Hey, like I was trying to say, Tuck, if you want any more advice
Yeah,
on
yeah.
what do you need?
But yo, hold on, bro.
Yep.
Avoid. When did Shadow Fight make it a console?
Shadowfight
I
made it
mean,
console into
Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball.
I mean Dragon Ball. Okay.
Dragon Ball Legends is a
I know
phone
Shadow
game. It's not
Fight
supposed
made
to
it
be
to
on
Switch.
console.
I
Yeah,
think.
honestly, it's not like it didn't make those type of games work. Okay, there's like an Elsa like Sugar Crush type game that like I had. I remember
I,
I got the demo or something on my PS3, bro. That I was like 6 at the time. Like
whoever
if they
keeps
make that
deafening
work,
me,
they
bro,
can
I'm
make
about to
anything
tweak
work.
out.
Nigga, who is deafening you?
Bro, I got
Anyway,
Angry
as I was
Birds and
saying,
Jetpack Joyride on my PS3, bro. You're telling me you can do that, but you can't get like I don't know, like Dragon Ball Legends on PS4? Nah.
no, because it's a mobile game. It's designed for mobile, and it can't be ported to console. If it could have, it would have been already.
Yeah, they ported Angry Birds and fucking Jetpack Joyride to console. Okay, you think that? But honestly, I'm not even gonna try with you, dude. Like,
That's because Jetpack Joyride is easily
holy
portable.
sus.
Yo, yo,
Okay, okay, it's round 3, right? I
yep,
get like 2 hits in.
yep,
This guy hits me with magic.
yep.
I'm on 1 HP. I can't see my health bar.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing that's gonna happen on impossible runs. One thing I would suggest is you don't get hit by magic at all. It's not that hard to dodge, but in general, if you get hit by magic on an impossible run, you may be cooked if your armor isn't level 3, which isn't something I suggest. For in between levels, when you're not on a boss fight, I suggest your armor is anywhere from level 2 to level 3, because that's just an intelligent idea. It's not gonna be that expensive, I don't think. But yeah, I think you should be able to beat him still. It's just based on how you play. I play extremely aggressive rundown, but that's because I do raids and I beat the game. When you beat the game, you get like a certain level of skill because the AI stops holding back on you. They give you like everything, all the combos, all the insane moves. So you basically have very little chance to retaliate, which is why I say I'm pretty good at shadow fight combos. I basically become a professional at them. Anyway, I hope you do beat him though. Shouldn't be too hard to, especially if you have the right strategy. Just remind.
Yeah, no, I restarted that round.
Yeah, it makes sense. Anyway,
And he's okay. I just got back in, beat him in the first round. It was pretty easy.
nice. Anyway, what else? What other questions you got for me? You got anything else?
Yeah, let's. Um, yo, hold on. This guy's. Okay, honestly, yeah, you were right about the impossible fight thing. Like, this is nothing like Act One.
Of course, it wasn't like Act One. I'm telling you, nigga. I study Shadow Fight deeply. Of course, I would know what I'm talking about. Like I said, Act
Nigga's a
One.
geek, bro.
Yeah, no,
Yep, I'm a
I just
geek.
got one shotted again as I was doing a backhand spring.
Pretty hard too. Like I said, in certain parts of the acts, impossible is pretty hard, but it's not like impossible.
Yo, hold on. I think I just won this round, dude. Okay, I shocked him at the start of round three.
Oh, nice.
So like, as long as he doesn't get magic, like I should be good.
Oh yeah, by the way, prime suggestion: unless you're really desperate to win a round, I don't suggest you use magic at the start of a round. That goes to anybody else playing Shadow Fight. Don't use magic at the start of a round because it's likely going to affect how your combos work unless you're using stunning magic. I think stun is one of the best enchantments the game has because it essentially just allows you a free hit and basically 90% of the time a free head hit. So yeah, that's a good thing to keep in mind. Stun's a pretty busted enchantment. I think unironically it might be better than bleeding. Not frenzy though. Frenzy's busted. Lifesteal is pretty useless, but yeah, that's just more talk. That's just more me talking about enchantments. Enchantments are pretty good.
Uh, yeah, okay. I'm okay. I just used my magic on this guy.
Yep.
I can't even see the difference in his HP.
Oh, how high gear is your stuff? Wait, what? Oh, yeah. I almost forgot to
Lift
mention.
yourself up off your knees. Let's go. It's party
Oh my god!
time.
And he did the thing where he body slams you, but like he's across the map.
Oh, suplex. Yeah, it does that. Anyway,
Like you know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Where
Suplex
like
move.
he just throws air at the ground and then you fall somehow.
Yeah, I've seen that before. I know what you're talking about. Tom, could you mute your mic, please? Right, thanks. Like I was saying,